All right, Kate, so how'd the Waterland adventure go, the water park?
It was so much fun, Matt. It was so much fun. I had a good group of girls with me, and we had an even number, so nobody was alone. Everybody like buddied up, and they switched buddies, and they were playing together, and then they were, there was so much to do. But at the same time, I could easily find them when I was not in the pool. Like when I was just sitting on my chair reading, I could easily find where they were. So it wasn't like, I have no idea where they are because this place is so big. But I was so tired when we got home last night.
Did you do some swimming or?
Well, I got in the wave pool.
Oh, yeah.
Which I haven't been in a wave pool probably since I was in my 20s.
Fancy. Yeah, I don't think I've been in one since I was a little kid at like Oceans of Fun.
Yeah, I got super dizzy. I had to get out of there. I was like, "Oh, are you guys okay? Can you touch? Are you all right? Bye. I got to go."
Dizzy, really? Okay.
Yeah, it just messed with my equilibrium. And so I'd been reading at the pool, and then I got in the pool, in the wave pool, and I got a little dizzy, and I tried to read for a little bit more, and I was like, I'm just going to sit here and listen to music because like I was starting to get a headache, and I'd been slugging water, so I don't think I was dehydrated, but I got kind of dizzy. And then Finley, my oldest, she was like, man, that wave pool, it takes me out of it. I kind of feel woozy. And I was like, okay, maybe it's not just me. But,
she learned it from not watching you, but from your genetics, maybe.
Oh my gosh, Matt, speaking of that, I love listening to these conversations in the backseat of my car. Like, these are all primarily 9, 10, and 11-year-olds, mm-hmm. and they're all having the same conversation together, and they're picking music to play, and they're just giggling and singing, and I love it. But here's a few clips. I could not live without music. My dad is such a show-off at the pool. I said, this was so funny. They were talking about it 4th of July at their various parties they were at, and we all had these Kool-Aid packs, and I said bottoms up, and my mom she was like, where did you hear that, bottoms up? And she goes, I learned it from watching you, Mom. And I was dying. I was like, did you know about this commercial? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, never mind.
Has she been listening to Matt and Kate?
I doubt it.
Okay.
This particular child, I doubt it. Maybe some of the other kids, but it was so funny. I learned it from watching you, Mom.
Fantastic. The phrase lives on.
It lives on. So that was really fun.
From generation to generation, nobody knowing quite where it came from.
Right.
For the unfamiliar, there was a commercial, an anti-drug commercial from the 80s.
Right.
And this guy with this really bad mustache goes into his son's room and goes, what is this? Where'd you learn this? And he's got like a box full of drug paraphernalia, right?
Right.
And I learned it from watching you, all right? Or I learned it from watching you, Dad, or something.
And then the dad's super embarrassed.
The dad's like, ugh.
Whoops.
I guess I should stop doing so many drugs.
Right.
The kids are watching.
I don't even remember like what drugs were in the box. Like, was it syringes? Was it, I don't know.
I don't know. I think for whatever reason, I think maybe I recall a pipe being involved.
Okay.
You know, maybe there's just like a crack pipe or something in there.
This is how unknowledgeable I am about drugs, even as a child. I'm like, I don't even know, what are those drugs? What is that? It could have been like a garden hose, and I'd be like, what's that for?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
The other big one was This Is Your Brain.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an egg, and then This Is Your Brain on drugs. And they crack the egg and throw it into a frying pan. It's like, shh, you know, and it's eggs frying. And I go, oh, man, my brain looks delicious on drugs. No, just kidding. No, like, oh, okay.
Any questions?
Any questions? That's right. It was a very effective, just like a 10-second ad or something like that.
Right.
Some good anti-drug ads in the 80s.
All these years later, we remember.
Yep.
Yeah, but the water park was fun. I went down a couple of slides. I got some good pictures of the kids. I got a lot of reading done. Worked on my suntan. It was good.
Feeling good where it's at, or?
I'm feeling good, but I'm not as leathery as I'd like. I mean, come on.
Oh, man. Do you moisturize? Do you moisturize after?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I have an after sun lotion that I put on after I get back from the pool. And yeah, so it's specifically, oh, you've been out dehydrating your skin like beef jerky? Come on.
So hanging out at the aquatic park, you had mentioned something early on in this conversation. You had said there was an even number of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So no one was
left out.
Left alone? So if you have like an odd number of kids, is it possible like one kid gets shunned?
Yes.
This is a thing.
Maybe not shunned. It's this thing, Matt. And I know as a parent of daughters, 3 is a terrible number. Terrible.
Interesting. So if you have 4, then you can have 2 pair
buddy up.
hanging out. Okay.
Yep. And it usually happens that way. It's in my experience, and I'm sure there's some moms going, "Oh, it could be 3 against 1." It probably can, but in my experience, 3 is the magic number for disaster.
Okay.
And 4 is like everybody's great.
Can you recall an incident with an odd number of kids?
Every damn time we have 3. There's always an incident. There's always drama. There's always hurt feelings. There's always someone left out. Always.
Interesting.
And my girls are 9 and 11. So they're 2 years apart, but they share a lot of the same friends.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So when we have a common friend, it seems like there's always going to be, and it's not like the entire time. Like, let's be honest, it's not the entire time that there's drama or hurt feelings. It's just there's always going to be at some point in the time that the 3 are together. Yeah. So I really like to do even numbers, and I really like to do a friend per kid so that Finley has a friend, Elliot has a friend, and they should be like all happy-go-lucky, you know?
Yeah, good tip from Kate here. So have an even number. So if you've witnessed strife amongst the children and their friends, think about it and think, oh, that's right. There were 3 total kids hanging out together. And maybe next time you can think, add or subtract, uninvite one of the, don't uninvite, but maybe invite an additional one, or be careful inviting to get yourself to an odd number of children hanging out. How interesting.
Yeah, so Elliot, but it worked out yesterday. Elliot had 2 friends, and Finley is friends with those 2 friends, so it just worked out. So they didn't have their own friend, but it worked out great yesterday. But I was so tired, and the kids were so tired that I just did pizza for dinner. And I remembered I had a meeting last night. Yeah. So Matt, I went to this meeting at 7:30, and I didn't get home till 9:30. Usually these meetings are not that long, but they were super long.
Yeah, that sounds brutal.
And I'm the secretary, so I have to pay attention to write notes.
That was administrative assistant.
Nope, secretary.
Okay.
It's a position in the parliamentary procedure, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what was this for? School?
Yeah.
It's for school. Okay.
Athletic committee.
I remember you mentioning something about some kind of sport, softball or something.
No, it's the athletic committee. Okay. So it's all the sports at our school. All the sports.
Watch out, Kate's got her eyes on things.
I got suckered into. I thought I was just being asked to be on the committee, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, great, our secretary has resigned, so we need somebody. I'm like, dang it, I'm gonna have to take notes.
I was hoping you put me in a position where I could space out the whole time, or potentially blow off certain meetings and not show up.
Right, or not have to, like, I feel a great amount of pressure, Matt, because like some of the things that we talk about, it's good discussion, but should it make the minutes that goes out to the entire school? You know what I mean? So there's a couple, and I'm new to the committee, so there's a couple times I'm like, am I putting these in the minutes? And they're like, no, we're just talking. I was like, okay, just checking.
When are the minutes due?
Before the next meeting.
Okay, you want me to help?
I mean, I've got some time, but I usually try to get it done within a week so that I don't completely forget what happened.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So I have to submit minutes to the president. The president says, yep, it's okay to send, and then I have to send them out.
I thought maybe you'd want me to proofread it or doll up the copy a little bit. Doll up the minutes.
No, because you would take things out, and I'm already taking pretty short notes, and you'd be like, yeah, we don't need that.
That word can go. That word can go. This sentence is pointless. Yeah, you're right. I get aggressive with eliminating words.
But minutes are different than advertising, don't you think?
Well, sure. Yeah, there's no.
I'm not trying to sell that we're getting new uniforms. I'm just saying we're getting new uniforms for the basketball teams.
Any kind of writing, I think, should be condensed, especially in these not trying times, but in these zero attention span times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I find it's like I pull up an article, I click on a thing, and I see a long, I see that scroll bar like get really tiny, meaning that there's a ton of text. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to add this to my reading list so that I can read it never, because that's what I use my reading list for, it turns out.
Why do you do that? Why do you even put it on your list?
Well, because I assume that, what happens when I assume, but I figure maybe one day I'll go in there and catch up on the reading list, but then it just never happens because there's unending content. I can't stop, Kate. I keep on staying on Twitter, and it's so bad for me.
So bad.
I'm addicted, though. Yep. Learned it from watching you, Kate.
Not on Twitter. That wasn't me.
No, yeah, you're right. No, I didn't. It was just seemed like something to say in proximity since we had just mentioned those commercials from the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is my brain on Twitter, Kate.
Yeah, you don't do Facebook.
Pretty messy.
So, if you said Facebook, I'd say, yeah, probably.
I manage the Facebook for the radio station. I just don't like the personal feed. I don't like seeing my friends and family are doing, apparently.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I don't like seeing my friends and family radicalized and making decisions and putting kind of troubling words into the world. But
and those pictures of their kids, woof.
Yeah, and the ugly children. It's like that can't.
Matt,
that child can't be related to me. Just kidding. Just kidding. The Instagram. I've been getting more and more into Instagram.
Yeah,
so
I haven't been on there in a while.
Less likely to be full of a bunch of political garbage or misinformation or whatever. But I did get informed recently when I told someone that. I was like, oh yeah, I like Instagram because less baloney in there. And she goes, not mine, not my Instagram.
Yeah.
People are taking screenshots of a bunch of text that's bogus and putting that up instead. So
yeah.
Man. Your ignorance, friends and family, your ill-informed friends and family, they'll find a way to let you know what they think. Don't you worry. They'll get there.
Yeah, it'll get to you. I haven't been on social media as much lately. Other than, like the work stuff, get in there and then get out. I haven't done the personal feed.
You make a conscious decision to do that or just no time? Is your time just absorbed by summer or what?
I've been trying not to look at my phone right before I go to bed, and that's usually when I would scroll through things. So I just, like during the day, I haven't been as much. I get in for work, I get out, and then, when I'm waiting for something, I used to get on social media, like if I'm in the car and I've got to wait for like a practice or something, but I've been doing other things on my phone instead, so.
Good for you. That sounds so much healthier. No, you're not feeling especially...
I feel kind of out of loop on some things. Like one of my cousins had their baby. I was like, oh, I feel like I would have heard about that. And they're like, yeah, it's on Facebook, dummy. Get on there. I'm like, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I like my friends being able to filter. My friends have... we have a pretty common... Like I have my core group of friends, and then as it branches out to kind of more acquaintance level friends, I guess, they can inform me. They can take screenshots and share it to our Slack channel. And then they can be the ones that filter through Facebook so I don't have to.
There you go.
It's great.
Do they know that they are your supply chain?
Yes. Yeah, I've made that clear. I've thanked them before.
Oh, good. Good.
Like, oh, thank you for informing me about this person we went to high school with, because I can't be bothered to scroll through Facebook. Thanks.
I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered.
They are your administrative assistants for social media.
That's right.
Happenings. Gotcha.
You got it. Yep. Or the editors, maybe. I don't know.
There you go.
So speaking of words, I wanted to revisit the petard thing that we talked about yesterday.
Couldn't let it go, could ya?
No, because I was so wrong on it. So the phrase I was familiar with was like hoisted on your own petard, right? And I always just assumed that was like hoisted on your own butt, I just jumped to conclusions and just thought that was it. And I just in context, it seems like that was it.
Right.
But I had to look into this after the show yesterday. I couldn't stop, Kate. I had to.
I know.
See where I went wrong.
I know, because you couldn't just let it go that you didn't get it right. You're like, wait a second.
Right. So here's how I can explain it now, having spent most of yesterday
Hours.
studying this.
But I'd like to wait before you start.
Yeah.
I would like to say that you are spending more time investigating petard, but the fact that I tried to revisit the fishes conversation and it's silence.
Did you really try? I mean, did you really push for that?
I sent you a link. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, but that was like last Friday or something. You said it got destroyed by a weekend or something.
I don't think so.
And I thought we had addressed the exact thing that you had shared. That you can, if you say fish,
Matt,
like how many fish did you
I'm
catch?
just
But if you're on a
saying-
fishing expedition, if you're
Silence.
scientifically and you're looking at, you say, oh, fishes. Look at all the different species of fishes there. I don't.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt.
Uh-huh.
In all the gangster movies, what do they say?
Can't wait to see where this is going.
In all the gangster movies, what do they say?
And Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes is the one from Godfather, I believe.
Sleeps with the different species of fishes?
I think
Is that
so.
what they say?
I think that's, yeah.
Okay.
Turns out
Okay.
mobsters are really into,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Marine biology.
watching the Planet Earth Blu-rays or something. I don't know. Yeah, marine biology. There you go. Thanks.
Okay, so get back to petard where you spent hours and now
I
you're
did not-
going to
I didn't spend hours,
say,
but I did.
wasn't that wrong.
To be
But go
clear,
ahead.
I did not literally spend hours, but I did spend some time looking at petard.
You said most of the afternoon, didn't you?
Well, I was joking,
Okay.
but then I spent some time thinking. So I spent some time researching, and then I pondered.
Contemplating.
Then I pondered on my drive, petard, and I realized the best way I can describe how to accurately think about petard is like a petard, yes, is like a bomb that you're lobbing, right? And apparently it's got like Shakespearean roots.
I've never heard this word until this conversation, so go ahead.
Yeah, you've never heard the phrase hoisted onto your own petard?
No.
Okay. So the actual phrase is hoisted by your own petard, right? Hoisted
Okay.
meaning like lifted up into the air. And once again, apparently this has Shakespearean roots to it. And we've just,
Okay.
a lot of people still use it. But regardless, I think the best comparison is if you think like Looney Tunes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like Wile E. Coyote sets a trap for the Roadrunner. And then whoops, he's the one that explodes. It goes off in his face, or the anvil lands on him, right? So
Right.
basically, it's like you're trying to get somebody, and then it turns out you trying to get them gets you. So that's what hoisted by your own petard means. Nothing about your rear end. So once again, embarrassing that I got it wrong, but
when would someone have said this saying to you in your life?
I don't know. I don't know when I first became aware of it. I don't know.
Yeah, never heard it.
I feel like I feel like I probably heard that in real life before, but maybe just in media or something like that.
Studying Shakespeare in college.
I doubt that. I mean,
I
yeah, there
studied
was some
Shakespeare in college, and we never talked about that. So
Yeah, what college did you go to again, so people can know maybe not to go there?
Oh, suck
If
it.
they're not gonna.
St. Mary in Leavenworth, which is now University of St. Mary, but when I went there, it was St. Mary College.
I was just kidding about. I wasn't really trying to defame the.
No, you weren't. Johnson County. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay,
All you Johnson County big schools kids.
University of
think so
Kansas is
small.
in Douglas County, although they do have the extension campus that is in Johnson County. But I did not take any Shakespeare there.
So does St. Mary. They have one in Johnson County and Wyandotte County.
Yeah, the one in Johnson County is at St. Thomas Aquinas, right?
Yes.
Where I went to high school.
At least it was when it opened.
Yeah, I don't know either. We're so far removed from high school. It's so old.
Maybe they've gotten their own campus in Johnson County now. I don't know. But looking down on the little schools.
So there you go. Hoisted onto one's own petard is you're trying to get someone and then you get yourself. Think Wile E. Coyote with the anvil falling on his head that he had initially intended for the Roadrunner.
I was mixing different characters there, but
What do you mean?
you just mixed the laugh. Wasn't that Woody Woodpecker?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wile E. Coyote's silent. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The Roadrunner is silent.
Man, Matt.
This week, Kate, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
Would you say that you hoisted your own petard when you were talking trash on my school and then you messed up the saying and you messed up the cartoon character?
Well, unlike you, I didn't. My school didn't offer like Looney Tunes as a class.
We didn't have Looney Tunes as a class. We had Shakespeare, you turkey.
Boom.
If they did have Looney Tunes, I probably would have figured out a way to take it, but they didn't.
Me too. Are you excited about the return of Looney Tunes to like HBO? They're trying to emulate the old, like the animation and everything, and the humor. They're really trying to harken back to the classics, like the 1940s era.
Yeah.
Cartoons are old. They're great.
What I loved about the Looney Tunes, I loved that they used classical music. And we didn't even know it. But growing up, it's like, I know this song. I was like, oh, yeah, because it was in a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were maybe being exposed to violence, but we were being exposed to country or classical music.
Yeah, thank God it wasn't country. Oh, my God.
Ugh, you're one of those.
I'm just joking, but that was before like country music was invented, right?
No, Matt.
No, how long has country music been around for?
Longer than Looney Tunes.
Longer than the 1940s? There's country music?
Yes, okay. Matt. Yes, Matt. Yes, Matt.
Man, I'm getting hoisted on my own petard left and right. Both definitions, the one that I made up and was incorrect about.
Yes.
And
I'm going to send you the link to Ken Burns' Country Music. It's a docuseries.
Oh, yeah.
You will learn
I'd watch that.
A lot. It's fantastic.
I do like some.
It is amazing.
I do like Ken Burns documentaries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Looney Tunes. Yeah, it's good stuff.
My kids watched the new Space Jam the other night. I did not watch it with them, though.
Oh.
But I've been seeing it's not getting great reviews.
So that was direct to streaming? Or
HBO.
Direct to HBO. Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not good reviews?
Well, okay, maybe I should say that the one article that I saw that's got terrible reviews is from the original Space Jam director. So maybe he's just pissy pants about it. I don't know.
Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't read it. It just said the title is like director of original Space Jam thinks that LeBron James is no Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny looks funny.
Oh,
but I don't think funny was in a good way.
Yeah, I searched for Space Jam and I see the director of the original Space Jam really did not care for Space Jam: A New Legacy. It's the second story.
Right.
Space Jam dunks on Black Widow to take box office number 1.
Nicely done.
Turning one-syllable words into 2. Matt and Kate.
Yeah.
Or just Matt.
I did hear a podcast with LeBron James saying that, Space Jam has kind of opened his eyes into acting and he'd like to get into acting more. And so
yeah,
I like LeBron James.
Yeah, me too. When they got eliminated from the NBA playoffs, they had asked him like, okay, LeBron, well, now that you've lost, what's the plan now? And he like acted as if he was going to be like real life with the Looney. He's like, well, got to get with the tunes and we got to practice with the tune. Like he was being like 100% straight faced, talking about next up is practicing with the cartoon characters on playing basketball. It's pretty funny.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You may say like the original director doesn't like it. What did the kids? What's the kids' review say?
They liked it.
But you did not watch?
I didn't. No, I had other stuff. I was at the house, but they had it on. They watched the original Space Jam Sunday night, and then they watched the new one on Monday night.
Oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah. And Finley really likes the original Space Jam, so it was kind of like she was excited to watch the new one.
Yeah, maybe I should do a double feature also. Find some time this weekend. Double feature Space Jam. Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Do an outside viewing maybe.
Ooh,
that's fun. I've got a TV I've been meaning to move to my deck. Got a decent enough overhang out there that I could got just an old TV that got replaced one day that I saw kicking around. It's just basically just sitting in a room in my house. Because most of the rooms in my house, I've got a 3-bedroom house, but it's just me there. So basically means I have 2.5 storage rooms. 2 rooms full of junk and then a room and then half a room that's got a bed and some more junk in it.
Well, don't you have more TVs than you have rooms to put them in?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I was thinking the retro room had several TVs in there.
That room has the one giant CRT TV, the one that weighs 143 pounds.
Okay.
But there's no additional TVs in there. And then I've got the living room TV, and then I've got two other ones. And
no TV in the bedroom?
So the, quote, retro room, which really isn't that nicely done, has got its big, ridiculous TV. And that was a bedroom. I treat it like an office until I decided I'd make it a gaming room. And then, no, there's not one in the guest bedroom. There's one in my room, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. And then I've got one that's just idle, a little 32-inch one that would fit perfectly on my wall, on my deck that's got a little bit of an overhang over it. So I've thought about putting it out there. It's not really like weatherproof or anything.
Yeah.
But I know like my dad has had a TV, like the same one, just a standard indoor TV out on his screen and porch for a very long time. They get a decent bit of humidity before they get near their toast. Maybe bring them in during the wintertime.
Yeah. I think they have like cases, don't they? Kind of like a phone case, but it's a TV case for outdoor. I feel like I've seen that before. Yeah,
I've seen lots of bars that have patios have those set up. I don't think I've ever seen a friend use that.
I think we've got a friend who's got a pretty nice TV outside and
like plexiglass in front of it or something.
Kind of. But he said that it cost more than the TV did.
Yeah, I've looked into that before. Yeah,
oh man.
And if you buy an outdoor TV, let me search for this because they do make outdoor TVs, like specific outdoor TVs that are sealed up appropriately to keep humidity and whatever else out. Outdoor television, shopping. Well, this one, Suncast, 55-inch outdoor partial shade 4K UHD LED TV, $1,500 at Walmart. Or I clicked through. Actually, it's $1,300. Walmart.com. Outdoor TV. That's not bad. I remember when I researched this in the past, they were like this one here is $2,000 from Sunbright TV for a 55-inch, a TV that you would otherwise be able to buy an indoor version of for probably a few $100, I bet. So, this one here, okay, Sunbright TV 55-inch Pro 2 Series 4K Ultra HDR, $6,498. So you can spend a decent bit of money, or you could just go through cheap televisions.
There you go.
Yeah, or you can get those deals, the either like the plexiglass cover and some have like doors you can close on them. So you can open them up when the weather's okay, but then close them when you're done watching.
A TV cupboard.
Yeah.
On TV tonight, Matt, it's the Olympics.
Dun, 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 dun. You hype?
I'm excited. I am excited. We've got softball tomorrow. I was trying to think, do we have softball tonight too? No, we don't have softball tonight.
When you say we, you don't mean we, the United States. You mean we, your
correct.
Kids, right?
My child and I, which would take me away from the Olympics. But I think I'm free and clear tonight to watch the Olympics. But I posted a link, Matt, in our notebook because I can't get this graph to post. So maybe you can help me post this graph to our Facebook page. I don't know.
Okay.
But the sports that Americans are most interested in this year, what do you think is the top sport that Americans are like, yes, I'm so excited to watch this sport?
Gymnastics.
Which kind of gymnastics? Artistic or rhythmic?
Artistic.
I would say artistic as well. But actually swimming is the sport that most Americans are. Gymnastics, I take that back. Artistic gymnastics is number 2. And why do they call it artistic? You would think that between rhythmic and artistic, they'd call it like athletic? Or do you think that's a slam on the rhythmic gymnasts, that they're not athletic?
I have no idea. I don't know. Do you know the difference?
No, artistic
my guess is the athletic would be like pommel horse, things like that.
There's no athletic gymnastics. It's either artistic or it's rhythmic.
Okay, then that wouldn't be rhythmic.
No.
It's not? Pommel horse isn't
Rhythmic is the one with like the ribbon and it's more of a dance. It's pretty. Artistic is the pole vault, the rings, the floor.
Okay, I would have guessed it would be flop, or I would have guessed it would have been the other way around.
Well, I would have guessed they wouldn't have called it artistic, but that's just me.
Right.
I guess you pick, when you do your performance on the floor, you have to be creative and do your own. I don't know.
Okay, so you guys clearly then got the antenna working?
Yes. Got it. We are ready.
Yeah, I never got a phone call from Monty.
Nope. He figured, and I kind of think, Matt, that he stumbled into it. Like he was pushing some buttons and, well, let's see if this works and let's see. And then boom, there's Peyton Manning and the College Bowl questions. I was like, yes, let's watch this.
Was that correct that you guys just needed to do a channel scan?
No.
Damn it.
I know.
Oh, man.
I know, Matt.
What am I going to do?
I know, but that was one thing I kept from. I wasn't going to volunteer that information to you. You were wrong, Matt.
Well, thanks for not volunteering it from me either.
Yeah. So Americans are really excited about swimming.
Okay.
Artistic gymnastics.
Sure.
Diving.
Okay.
Beach volleyball.
Sure, yeah.
Basketball.
Mm.
And you know what comes in next before like baseball and softball?
Did you already say like track or?
No, that's not on the list of the favorites. Rhythmic gymnastics beat out track.
Huh.
Crazy, right?
Remember Dan versus Dave when we were kids?
Oh, I do. And then they both.
Yeah. One didn't make the cut, right? Like Dave didn't make the cut?
I was going to say Dan.
Maybe you're... Okay, let me look that up. Dan versus...
Dan O'Brien and Dave Johnson.
Good job.
Right?
What do you mean?
Is that their names?
Mike, I don't know if you're correct or not.
I thought you were looking it up.
Oh, I am, but I hadn't got there yet. I thought you were saying right. Isn't that impressive? I couldn't tell which one you were saying.
Oh, no, I'm saying right. If I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I'd say final answer, Dan O'Brien. It's Dave Johnson, where I'd be like, I need to phone a friend.
Yeah, you got it. Congratulations. Decathletes Dan O'Brien and Dave Johnson. However, the campaign had to be modified when O'Brien failed to qualify for the Olympics.
You got it. Now you got it. You said Dan.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hooray.
I was thinking it was Dave. Good job. Good job. Yeah, so that is not a sport that people are excited about, but the least excited Summer Olympics, handball, ping pong, sailing, and rugby.
Sailing, okay.
Now, rowing can kind of get exciting, right?
Yeah, rowing can.
Rowing can, but rowing is not sailing.
Sailing, yeah.
There's a lot of drama right now surrounding beach handball, of which I've never heard of beach handball until this drama. Have you heard of beach handball?
Man, beach handball?
Beach handball.
Okay, had you started this conversation with, all right, Olympic handball, is it on a beach or is it in a gym? Is that the other option? Or on a court?
I think so.
A hard court?
But I think beach handball is not like where you bounce it against the wall. I want to say it's almost like where they have to it's like water polo on the beach. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But right now there's a big bit of drama where I think it was the Norwegian team. The Norwegian women's team was fined because they weren't wearing bikini bottoms. They were wearing shorts.
Oh, yes. I saw something like this.
Did you hear about this?
Well, yeah, and then another athlete got criticized for wearing too short of shorts or something. Right? Wasn't that something?
I think that was the Paralympics.
Like
the long jumper?
Yeah.
That was the Paralympics.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
My bad.
I could see how you could get confused, and I could see how this pops up on my feeds everywhere. But basically, they showed a picture of the men's beach handball team in the same picture standing next to the women's, and the men's team are in tank tops and shorts like they're going to go hang out at the beach. And the women's team are in bikinis. And they were saying that the women's team needs to be in bikinis because that's the official attire for beach handball. And they're like, we're going to wear shorts, so you can fine us. We're not disqualified, but this is ridiculous. Why do we have to wear bikinis?
Well, at least they got fined instead of disqualified.
Right?
Yeah, I would think so.
And the Paralympic, she was wearing kind of like briefs or bikini bottoms when she was long jumping as opposed to like longer shorts. And I mean, if you're calling out an athlete at the Paralympics, I think you've got bigger issues. Like that person shouldn't be around people.
Yeah, probably should, let that one go.
Yeah.